Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be reviewing this pattern, Simplicity number 8549, which is a bra top. This pattern, I picked it up because I've been wanting a bra top for the longest time, and I thought this would be the perfect pattern to try to make one. And this pattern looks like it's for beginners because it says learn to sew the trends. So I'm thinking this is marketed towards the beginner sewist, or even maybe teenagers or young adults, and getting them into sewing as a whole. This pattern has 3 views that you can sew with. The first view is view A, which is for a knit fabric, so it's stretchy. View B and C are for woven fabrics. View B has straps and is enclosed with cord in the front, and we'll talk about this view in a little bit. And this one has ties for the straps and ties in the back. So this is Mrs. So like I said, this is more for young adults maybe. And the sizes are all here, so you can sew from an XXS to an XSL. With this pattern, it has a pick a knit rule for the view A. If you have a knit you want to test to see if the fabric will work. And the notions include thread, wide elastic for view A, and for view B and C you'll need interfacing. For B you'll need woven trim with 1/2 inch loops and cord for lacing the loops, and for view C you just need interfacing. So pretty simple. Let's get into the instructions. So since this pattern is marketed as a learning type of pattern, I found that this pattern instructions had more information than the first pattern that I had. More information regarding fabric, talking about the grain line, the darts, the notches, how to find your pattern size, prepping your pattern, prepping your fabric. So it has a lot of background information that maybe patterns that are for more experienced sewists would not necessarily need. So I thought that was good to have that background information. It also shows you everything that you'll need for the project. It shows you how to pin the project, and it gives you all the layouts for the views. So I thought this was really good background information, even for myself still learning about sewing and using patterns. As far as the actual pattern instructions, each view has their own instructions, and actually each view, well, view A has completely their own parts. View B and C share a few parts, but for the most part, B and C also have their own parts. So that's good in case you want to try all 3 views and maybe want to do different sizes. You can do that because mostly they're different parts. And each view has its own separate instructions. Some challenges that I've found with this pattern include, while the details or the instructions for this pattern are really good for like beginner sewists, I still found some of the information or some of the instructions not well talked about or not well explained. For example, for view B, which is using the woven fabric, it actually has a curved part right in the front for your bust, and the parts 6 and 7 here curve and meet, and you have to sew that curve. So when I first tried to sew the curve, I didn't do it right. There was some accidental pleating in the curve, and so what I did was practice that curve to make sure that the notches were well lined up, the ends were well lined up, and I really concentrated on making sure the fabric didn't pucker and didn't bunch up while I sewed it. So it would have been nice if the instructions made a note of that and said, you know, this curve might be a little difficult to sew, so take your time. Another thing that I noticed was that none of the edges were finished. The instructions didn't include any finishing for the edges. So from the first pattern that I did, I do remember they told us to finish the edges by either clipping with the pinking shears or some other finishing. So this one didn't include any finishes at all. And I guess it's fine because all of the edges are sewn in and the facing covers everything inside. So I guess you didn't really need it, but I thought that might be helpful for a beginner sewist to learn about finishing as well. Another big design flaw that I found with this pattern is I started with view B because I didn't really like the little ties at the top here, so I thought this would be good. And I sewed everything. Everything was going well. I was loving it. And then as I was following the directions and sewing up or enclosing the bra top with the loops in the front, I realized this thing is not going to go on and off easily. So this does not have any zippers at all. I don't know what they thought. They told us to lace it up and then finish the straps, and then that's it. Congratulations and enjoy wearing this trendy bra top. You cannot get this on and off with this thing looped up. So I thought that was weird, and it makes wearing the bra top or putting it on and off a little tedious because you're going to have to unlace this whole thing, put it on, lace the whole thing, and lacing it is not that easy either because you have so many different loops there and you have to close it up pretty good. In the other video you'll see how it actually fits, but I thought that was an oversight either by me not recognizing that this would be difficult to get on and off, or them saying, or them not including this part 10 and telling you to just go ahead and wear it. So I thought that was an interesting note about this pattern. So beware if you do this view, you're not going to be able to take it on and off real easily. You'll have to loop it or lace it on and off. Overall, I like this pattern. I think it's cute. I think I will actually go ahead and make this one and this one, except for view C. I think I will use these loops instead of the ties. But I like this one because I can tie it in the back and it'll be much easier than this. And this one seems like it'll be nice and comfy, cozy, just to wear like working out or hanging around the house. So I'm glad I picked this up. I think it is appropriate for beginner sewists. It has a wide range of sizes, so it should be comfortable for a lot of people. And so yeah, if you pick this up and you decide to make it, let me know what you think.